Alright guys, this is my 2001 Toyota Tundra, two-wheel drive, and my newest addition, as you guys saw, was my RCI 12-inch universal bed rack. I just mounted these. They are called rotopax. They're actually made by rotopax, but instead of carrying your gas and water, they're actual traction boards. So I stuck them on here. I ordered these brackets, and locks up pretty good. What I ended up doing was, there's supposed to be, it's like a square plate. I mean, I can be able to see it, but there's supposed to be 4 mounts, so 2 on top, 2 on the bottom. But I just secured 2 on the top, and these lock up pretty good. I got one without the locking and one with, just so if they take this one, then oh well, you can't take the actual thing because it's locked right here. And it came with 2 keys for that, so don't lose those. But now I'm installing my RCI high lift jack mount, and I think they screwed up because I don't have a nut for any of my bolts, so I emailed them. I'm gonna be waiting on them. But another thing I did was I bought these quick fists off of Amazon, so I'm setting that up right now. And fun fact, what I ended up doing, which I kind of thought about, was, so these quick fists don't come with a bolt, but there's a company, I think they're Rago Fabrication, they make mounts to go onto your molly panels for your bed racks or whatever they are. But why is it not focusing? There we go. What I ended up doing was, remember how I said that there's 2 bolts supposed to be on the bottom on each side? What I ended up doing was, for these, there's a little, you're not gonna be able to see, but I already tried it with my shovel. There's a little hole right there for a screw or a nut or a bolt, and that's where they're supposed to go. But what I ended up trying out was the screws that go right there. I stuck them in here, and it's not sitting flat, but I mean, if I stick it in here, okay, look at that, it goes through. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna be mounting my shovel. This was just an old beat up shovel, and I spray painted it black. It was red and I just took it off. So I got these quick fists. This is my little shovel. I'm probably gonna get a bigger shovel. This is my little axe. I'm probably gonna get a bigger one. I got this one off of Harbor Freight, but this won't do the job. So yeah, those are my tips. If you guys I don't know, want to take that and maybe you have the same issue. But yeah, so I mounted my rotopax, the rotopax recovery boards. I just mounted them on the side. I ended up having to move this metal piece up one, so it's still kind of in the middle, but that side's lower. So I'm gonna see what I can do about that, because it is hitting right here at the bottom. Nothing crazy, but if I move it up one, my rooftop tent, when I put it on, as you can see, it might hit, so I have to think about that. But another YouTube video that I saw was that, so there's 4 holes for you to mount in there, and the guy, he mounted them one right here, and then he put his high lift jack right there in the back. I might do that, I'm not sure yet, or I might just mount it in there. But then it might be a little hard if I ever need the jack to get in here, which again, I was just gonna put them right here, but I don't know, we'll see. I might have to move this up to match that side so it doesn't hit. Yeah, that's just kind of my little, where I'm at right now. The next update that you guys see will probably be tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but the next day, when RCR reaches back to me about the bolts and the nuts, because I mean, I got the washers and stuff, but once you put this on there, do this with one hand. Once you put this on there, how is it supposed to grab onto the bed rack without a nut? That's where I'm at right now. I'll give you guys an update whenever I finish. So this is how it looks right now. So yeah. So actually, I lied. The update is right now. I took off my recovery boards, and this is what I was talking about earlier. There's supposed to be 2 bolts, but this RCI, this mount wasn't made. The rotopax mount wasn't made for the RCI one. They sell like a panel you can put, but it's it's more money, and I mean, this is not going anywhere. So I took it off because I'm gonna mount this quick fists. Let's see if I can show you in here. So I'm gonna have my shovel in there. And I thought about it. I'm probably gonna put my shovel maybe over here, my axe over here, and then maybe my high lift jack over here. I just gotta play around with it, but I think that's how I'm gonna have it for right now. So yeah. All right, guys. So I don't know where I left off, but this is supposed to be the video for my high lift jack mount on my RCI 12-inch bed rack. Yeah, I don't know where I left off, but so I'm just gonna kind of wing it and go on from there. This high lift is a Smitty built one. It is from my neighbor's, so shout out to him. He gave it to me because he wasn't using it anymore. But basically, these brackets to go onto the RCI bed rack, there was an issue I was having. It didn't come with the hardware, and then they took forever to send it to me. But I finally got it and I mounted it up. So there it is. It's kind of like an offset, and I debated so much on throwing the high lift inside, but honestly it was pretty hard to get it in there, so I just left it on the outside and for easier access. I also mounted my shovel on the inside with the quick fist mounts. Like I said from the last video, I used the bolts that came with the rotopax mounts for the rack, and see, they're just right here, 1, 2, and the shovel's pretty locked in. The actual mount for this is pretty self-explanatory. You just kind of get these 2 bolts, and there's a washer and a nut on the inside. You see right there. You slide them in, and you're gonna have this one long bolt that comes through, and that's gonna be where your kind of this little flying thing goes. Secure it. I mean, it's not going anywhere. I also added a washer and a lock washer in there just to make sure that, you know, it wouldn't come loose, and even if it does, you could just tighten it back up. But yeah, that's how it is. It doesn't sit too far out, but and I also got this off of Amazon. It's a high lift keeper, so when you're driving, it doesn't rattle against itself. But this was black, my high lift, and I'm sorry, it was red, and I spray painted it black. It's not the best, I know, but you know, we'll see what happens. It works. It just kind of takes some time to engage, so I'm probably gonna upgrade that whenever I need to, because I also want to use it as a winch because I don't have a winch yet. But yeah, that's where it is right now. You just twist these off. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Twist them off. There you go. Twist them off like that, both of them, and you pop it out. But it is pretty secure on there, so I'll tighten that back up later. But yeah, there it is. It is kind of heavy to put it on there by yourself, so I would just get 2 people to put it on there. It'll make it a lot easier. But yeah, let me show you guys from the side. It's a side shot. Doesn't stick out too much. And from the back, it was a pretty easy job. Yeah, I don't got no other things to say. So got a lot of people call these the dead man jacks because they're pretty sketchy to use. But once I get my rock sliders and I paint that black and fix that chrome piece up there, right, if it'll focus, right there, I'll fix that. But once I get my rock sliders, then I could use a jack to jack it up from here, and then change the black tire. If something breaks, hopefully not, then I'll be able to use it right there. And yeah, she's dirty. I'm gonna detail it pretty soon, hopefully today or tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll try and be posting more content, all the things that I do. I'm gonna be replacing my O2 sensors, my upstreams, either today or tomorrow too. So I'll try and do a video on that. But thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.